Yeah. They ain't believe me when I told them crypto was the future. Now they trying to get in, but it's too late. We've been stacking Marbitz since day one. No banks, no middlemen, just power moves. Let's get it. Yeah.
Yo, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Sunday night. It is pretty warm, I'm not gonna lie. It is super warm where I am, albeit you will notice a slightly more acceptable glow going on my face rather than a giant red beetroot, which ultimately I was for the back end of last week. So good news for me. But it is due to be extremely hot over the next couple of days, as is the crypto market. See what I did there? See a little transition I did there? We're going to be breaking down all the latest in what's been happening, why the market's been moving, and I guess what's more important is what is coming up over the course of the next couple of days. And it may be bullish. We'll talk about why that is in just a split second. But yeah, I hope you all been well. It's always a bit weird coming back on a Sunday night, isn't it? Because obviously we don't stream on a Saturday. So we're back and bringing it the best news, greatest news, whatever you want to call it, news, with everything else going on in the markets. Fingers crossed we can get through without melting. And don't forget, join me on my Twitter space, which is going to be about half an hour after this show finishes with a very special guest. That's going to be an exciting space as well. So do not miss that one. If you are bullish. I mean, I definitely would be like that. Great opportunity to see what's going on with a couple of great people. So yeah, come and join me. It's going to be epic. I am sure that, I'm sure we'll have a good time in there as well. So all of that, as well as everything else going on tonight, it's all pretty bullish. The market's looking crazy. And yeah, life is good. So do me a favor, as always, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, welcome everybody on TikTok. Shout out to you guys. Tell you what, we are growing very nicely on TikTok right now. So lock that follow in, tap the screen, do all that good stuff. We're definitely starting to build out a good little army of people over there. So shout out to everybody that's following me and supporting my work over on TikTok. I do ultimately appreciate you guys very, very much indeed. So yeah, it's all going to be great news. And yeah, just stick around. It's definitely going to be worth it in this market. So what's going on, Vern? Good to see you. Glenn's here. What's going on, Craig? Good to see Mr. Selmo's in the house. Tim Shea's here. What's going on, buddy? Welcome, BlazerX. I love the fact now that you guys come in and you use a singular line to type names in. Love that. Just to maximize the potential of getting the crown. I absolutely think you guys are D-gens at heart. Enzo, what's going on, buddy? P Money in the building. It's been a minute since I've seen you, buddy. Welcome back. Tamar Pete's here. Brandon Harris, good to see you, Brandon. Beebs is here, says hello to Bit, the future Crypto Millionaires. What's going on, buddy? Welcome. Swamp's in the house. D-Gen Brian, good to see you here at the live. Welcome to you. Al Ashbrook says, sup, guys? How's it going? Al's super serious right now. It's 31 degrees down here in the southeast of the UK. Lovely day for hot tub and run in the sun. We got the paddling pool out for the kids. It was, pretty interesting. Dynamic Country, good to see you. Poorman's here as well. Curtis, what's going on? Appreciate you guys tuned in as always. It is going to be a good show. I'm absolutely optimistic about it. And then over here on TikTok, Connor's just joined us. Vern's over here as well. Welcome to you guys. Appreciate it. Holmes dialing in on TikTok as well. Shout out to you, buddy. Appreciate that. Success. Welcome. Vern's just absolutely spamming those roses. Thanks, Vern. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys absolutely just G'ing it up to the max. So thank you so much indeed. Right, everybody. Here is the current situation. Here is where we sit right now. 107,427. A little bit disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought we'd maybe be at 109 when we came live, but wicked up to 108.5. I still want to see this hold, though, this 107 line, which seems pretty optimistic. We are in that place, which is good news. 0.08%. We always seem to cool off into the live stream on a Sunday, and then we sort of, look at this guy, where is it? Look at this, I like that, that's kind of cool. Stevie D's in the house. What's going on, Stevie D? Welcome. So yeah, we absolutely should see, in my opinion, a little bit of a upside move this week. I don't think there's anything there's a little bit around Fed rates, but that's not going to change much. What there is, though, is some pretty big acquisitions and also some pretty big conversations going on as well. So we'll talk all about that, which is going to be good news for sure. So yeah, Al says, 2-bit, thanks for calling me out publicly about me saying to buy Sui, and it's up like 20% on the week. Just saying, mate, Sui is not a bad buy, solid project. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but I literally bought some the day after. Oh, 2-bit. What else did I buy the other day? Oh, I bought BNB. I don't even know why I bought BNB, but I just bought some BNB. I just thought, why not? I need some BNB in my life, so I bought some BNB. But anyway, watch out for a pretty interesting week this week, given XRP news. I'll talk about that a bit later on. If you haven't seen my video talking about it, you definitely should go and check that out for sure. So, but yeah, I agree, Al. I definitely agree with you. I think there's a great opportunity for sure. Curtis, what's going on? Welcome to you. Sitecoins here. John Shaw says, hope all the troops are well. Mate, we're all good. We're all good. Yo, 2-bit Sunday night ready for the major pump, hopefully. Fingers crossed, for sure. For sure. Oh, you bought some? Good lad. Thanks, Al. All the liquidity is sitting above us. Very bullish. Yeah. And lots of people now, I think, are going to miss out on Ethereum. If you haven't seen my Ethereum update, you should watch it. And I've got an Ondo video coming out later on that you definitely need to see that. Ondo, in my opinion, let me tell you, some people are going to miss out on that one. Anyway, so Bitcoin holding up pretty well. The markets have been pretty stable over the weekend. No wars, no bombings, no kind of crazy shit going on. So, you know, all kind of good within that. There is a glimmer, if you will, of hope with some of the altcoin bags, though, which is kind of nice. Solana pumped. Nice move back above 151. Nice breakout on Solana. So watch out. This may start to move over the course of this next week. Cardano took a little bit of a hit. No surprise. XRP, I think, will move this week. Interestingly, back perfectly within this trading channel that we've been talking about. So keep an eye on that. Algo was up 2.5. Like you said, Al Sui 280. Nice little move off this bottom here at 240. Wick down. Great opportunity there. Zebek still really faltering right now. Zebek is not looking great, but you know, if Stronghold's something to go by, you know, keep an eye on Zebek. That's my opinion. Aerodrome Finance up 3%. That's looking nice. And those staking rewards are looking very bullish over on Aerodrome Finance as well. Memes starting to move a little bit. Pepe, a couple of others are looking slightly more optimistic than they have been, which is good news. Oil continues to come down. The meme coin that is oil, get dumping, as well as the dominance, albeit not a lot. So you could argue this weekend we've actually seen a little bit of new capital coming into the market. Not a ton, but I think when you start to break down some of this, you definitely go, well, maybe there's just a little bit of new money coming into this market. A couple of people just starting to get a little bit more optimistic as to how things are playing out, and I think certainly worthwhile. When you start getting to the world, though, I've seen these kind of things, which is the biggest Spanish coffee giant, Vanity, has just approved to buy $1.1 billion of Bitcoin for their reserves. That's on the back, by the way, of a massive purchase of ETF volume last week. And I am sure if in my waters, we're going to see that continue over the course of this week as well. So very bullish. And you've got CNBC here telling us that, well, it's time for 10 to 40% of the portfolio should be in cryptocurrency. You know that it's on the move. If CNBC are telling you that 40% of your portfolio could be or should be in crypto, that's a pretty big deal if CNBC are coming out. Remember, left-leaning, probably less crypto-friendly. Pretty big deal if they're saying that. There'll be loads of new money coming in when the bull run starts. I mean, yeah, I would argue the bull run's here. What we've not got is we've an institutional bull run at the minute. What we need is the retail bull run, and that will definitely come. I'm absolutely certain of it. But yeah, this is a pretty big deal that is coming out of there. What's interesting as well, though, with all of this bullish news, this market kind of sentiment sitting where we are, traders still favoring in a short trade right now. Not quite sure why. 49% market sentiment around long trades. Many people are predicting that actually short feels the way forward. I disagree. I think some of these people are going to eat their words this week, particularly some of these mega trades on the shorts. Obviously, HyperDash is a DEX trading platform, just to give you clarity. It's not like the biggest, it's not everyone, do you know what I mean? It's just kind of where we sit. But yeah, look at this. So you got these traders at 106 went in for 1.2 milli, which is kind of crazy. So big old trades going on here, but they are down a little bit. So, you know, watch out. I could see us move a little bit over the course of the next couple of days. Now, there isn't anything happening over the next couple of weeks. So you need to be mindful of this. However, sentiment is definitely not with us. But you can caveat that by saying, well, sentiment's not with us, yet we have the least amount of Bitcoin ever available on cryptocurrency exchanges. Only 54,000 Bitcoin to go, and we will be at 1.9 million, which will be pretty crazy to think about. I know it's still 1.9 million. I know it's a lot of money, but, you know, 54,000 Bitcoin, we could see that gone this week very comfortably indeed. So, yeah, pretty bullish. Don't forget, everybody, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're on TikTok, tap that screen, share us out. Let people know we're here because it's really supporting the channel. It really boosts the older algorithm up. So do me a favor, just tap the screen. Let's get these likes pumping arenas. Likewise on YouTube, if you do the same as well, that would be great news. Okay, Titan of Crypto here giving us a very bullish outlook, saying Bitcoin's path to 135 remains intact. After breaking out and retesting key levels, BTC is now challenging the first Fibonacci extension, which is the 107K. Once cleared, next stop 135. Market structure supports this move. Let's see if momentum follows. So that should give you a bit of an idea as to potentially where the markets are going to go. You can see some of these key retests. We've actually talked about this here with some of our key, some of our key retests on the lower range. And then we talked about this one here, this 107 that we have actually retested. If you go into the hourly, by the way, you've sort of seen us bobble around this over the course of, back into last week and then obviously a bit through the weekend. We saw a nice little move here, but, this will just be maybe someone buying or, some kind of whale group trying to push something. Nothing crazy. That's why we're coming all the way back down again. So think of it that way. But, overall sentiment would absolutely align to the fact that we are going to go much higher and it could start this week. I think we'll see a couple of things this week. I think we could see a big XRP filing. And I think we could hear a little bit about Ethereum staking ETFs. That's just my opinion this week. Let me know what you guys are going to think. Let me know what your thoughts are for this week. I want to hear it. Crypto Princess in the building. What's going on? Welcome. Welcome to you. Brian says 40% in Lunk. Let's get it. 40% in Bencoin. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I can't stay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. No drama as well. Hope you're doing well. And hope you're surviving in this unbelievable UK heat. Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? Love it, though. Love it. Tim's got 55K and Bitcoin down the back of the sofa. Of course he has. Of course he has. And then, look, this is kind of the topic of this discussion right now. This is where everybody's sentiment is. Why is Jerome Powell not cutting rates? Dennis, what about Sui? Actually bought some the other day. Yeah, pretty bullish on Sui. I think it could be a big move. I don't think it replaces Solana. I still think they both equally have a pretty good run, but yeah, once they get their decks moving, that meme coin bull run on Sui, yeah, I reckon it's going to be great. Really is. And there's lots of movement going over there as well. So it's a great opportunity right now. Again, never financial advice on this channel. However, definitely worthwhile looking at, in my opinion. And if you are bullish, I think I talked about this last time we were live. This kind of blockchain movement, I think, is kind of going to be the next big thing. I hear more about RWA, but I just think things like Sui, I think there's a Solana move coming. I think we're going to hear some crazy news about Ethereum. I can feel it. I can feel it in my waters, people. So yeah, watch out for those blockchains, layer ones, layer twos. Keep your eyes on it. I think it's going to be pretty epic over the course of the next couple of weeks, especially because we've got no macroeconomic data to come out. So you'd only be there'd only be like a tariff announcement or like a random rate cut, which I don't believe is going to come in, by the way. But look at this. This is interesting. The US is running the highest interest rates in the world, or one of, actually. The US should lead, not lag behind. Once he starts cutting, Bitcoin risk assets will take off. So it's pretty crazy. Switzerland at 0.25. Now, personally, for me in the UK here, we're still pretty bad, 4.25%. But yeah, look at some of these other countries. Denmark, 1.7. Historically, Scandinavian countries have always been pretty expensive. Not so much the Eurozone. The whole of the European ECB at 2% is pretty crazy. Bear in mind, by the way, the actual interest rate numbers around 2.12 or something like that, 2.26 for the US. So there is zero rationale other than this naive or unethical view of tariffs. I think is probably the best way of putting it. So yeah, there is no reason. I mean, if you look at the company you're sat with at 4.5%, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guatemala, Israel, Mauritius, Norway. I mean, if you ever go to Norway, by the way, you have to mortgage your house just to put some fuel in your car. Republic of the Congo, Vietnam, UAE, United Kingdom, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Papua New Guinea, Kuwait. I mean, it's crazy. Like, you go the other end, Cuba, Sweden, Morocco, South Korea, Algeria. South Korea, by the way, going pretty epic on crypto right now. So it's got to happen sooner rather than later. Hey, Dennis, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love, by the way, on TikTok. Thank you so much, you guys. Killing it. Competing against Congo and Guatemala. Exactly, Justin. It's wild. And my point here is that this is just the federal funds rate. This isn't a direct... Lots of people get these confused. Lots of people go, well, that's what... Hold on a minute. It's just some hairdryer going past my house. Cheers for that with your L plates on, you complete chopper. The actual interest rate is obviously based on a ton of different factors. So, yeah, this is kind of just basically Powell's rate. 4.5% is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I think if we get the sniff of a potential rate cut, then we could be good news. Still only looking about 20% as a potential rate cut in July. The point to note, though, and this will become really, really apparent next week, not so much this week, next week, is that we will see, or we will get a view, and something that's not been announced yet, and they are trying to keep it, well, I say they're trying to keep it hidden. They're not trying to keep it hidden at all, but this could spike the market, right? This could spike the market. It's next week. It's on July 9th, and it is going to be the official minutes from the most recent Federal Reserve meeting. Now, you may say, well, why is this important? This is specifically going to give us the view of how everybody voted. So this is where it's going to become really, really important. So next week, the minutes of the Federal Reserve FOMC and is going to give us the minutes, i.e. the decisions that were made and whether they were a blanket approach to rate halt. I don't think we're going to see that. I think it's going to be narrow. Personally, I know of two of the Federal Committee that don't think holding rate cuts is good. So we absolutely, therefore, could get a pretty interesting, evening, Nigel. What's good on, Punky? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. We absolutely could see that play out very interestingly over the course of the next week. Next 2 weeks, actually. Next 2 weeks. So keep your eyes peeled on that. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Certainly will definitely support these market structures that we play in. And, yeah. 1 second. And I think that's going to be very, very interesting as all of that kind of works through. We may get a divisive view where they may say, well, actually, do you know what? We think we should cut rates. We think we should move forward. And therefore, that's where it kind of would come in as a very interesting statement. So what you do get here, this is the Federal Reserve press release. Obviously, this came in last time. This is all you get, which basically we're holding the fund rates. We're not going to do anything. It's going to stay as it is. You can see here, look, that we're going to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate. Okay, that's fine. The committee is strongly committed to supporting maximum employment, blah, 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 blah. Voting for monetary policy, and then these are the people that did it. So we don't know how they voted. What we do know, though, by the way, is that Michelle W. Bowman, she believes there should be rate cuts in July. So this is pretty good news. You've also got John C. Williams believes there should be rate cuts in July, or that they should certainly be looking to bring rate cuts in. And there's a rumor that Christopher J. Waller is also bullish on bringing rate cuts in. Well, that's 3 at the previous meeting. Bear in mind, there's 9 of them, I believe. Am I right? Obviously, Jezza has the overall vote, but, you know, that's the reality of it is. So it'd be really interesting to see how this plays out. 37, thank you for that. It'd be really interesting as this plays out. This could be the catalyst that sends us to a big spike up on the price of BTC. Okay, good. That's good news. Right, into a little bit more news, by the way. And don't forget, hit the like button, tap the screen. Solana, Joy. I'm super bullish on Solana. I actually staked another chunk of Solana the other day, now earning me well in excess of $5 a day, which some people will go, what are you talking about, too? That's garbage. But that's only garbage at current price. Imagine when Solana's $1,000, that's going to be $50 a day, baby. I'm excited about it. Yeah, super crazy on Solana. I think there's another big run coming on there. I think the meme coin thing's going to blow up. I think the fact that Pump.Fund, their token, is a disaster is great because you've got things like Jupe and Radian launching their own launch pads, which should inspire innovation. So, yeah, watch out. Watch out. What's your top bets for this cycle? Do you mean like what do I think is going to be the best financial return? I think there's a couple really. XRP you've got to hold in. I think XRP is going to be really, really strong this cycle. We easily could see $10 on Solana on XRP easily, in my opinion now. And I think we'll see a BlackRock ETF filing within 2 weeks. I absolutely believe that's going to come down the line. So yeah, I think XRP definitely. I've got some strong conviction in Ethereum still, and probably more so than I've ever had, actually. I got into a world where I was pretty bullish on Ethereum, rotated a bit of Ethereum capital out, moved into a couple of other things. AVAX would be another one I think is going to perform very, very well. But actually, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I look at it, I still think Ethereum's got a big run. I think a lot of people will miss out on Ethereum. That's just my opinion. And I think when people finally realize Ethereum's moving, it'll be too late. So yeah, I think that'll be good. Jupe, I think, is going to be great. I am pissed that they're not doing their rewards, but at the same time, that ecosystem is insane. So I'm very optimistic around that. And then Aerodrome Finance, I still think is great. It's about 20% down from all-time high. They're now doing 30% APR returns on your finance. It's brilliant. Like, I think it's going to be great. And if Coinbase were to announce that Aerodrome Finance becomes the native token of the base chain, kaboom, it'd be like buying BNB before that thing was, skyrocketing. So yeah. XRP is my largest bag. Yeah, likewise, 37. I'm super bullish on it as well. Best performance via market cap. via market cap, you got to go things like XRP, Ethereum. I mean, BNB is probably going to have a pretty good run. That thing's crazy. There's a new upgrade. We'll talk about that in a minute, so stick around. They are still doing rewards for the last votes. Yeah, but then they stopped, don't they? And they're not going to run it for a while, which kind of annoys me. But anyway. So let's talk a little bit about Ethereum, or the kind of surrounds of Ethereum. Sharplink and Whale accumulate Ethereum to bolster holdings. We have seen more people buying Ethereum than ever before. Like, it's crazy. Sharplink Gaming is a significant whale expanded their ETH holdings with recent acquisitions totaling over 190,000 Ethereum in the month of June. And actually, Ethereum was one of the biggest outperformers in the month of June than many others, including XRP, which is pretty crazy. So Sharplink Gaming's 474 million Ethereum expansion, they continue to buy as well, which is wild. And we're actually seeing even more accumulation going in this. There is a view right now that Sharplink is going to do to Ethereum what Saylor is trying to do to Bitcoin. Like, it's going to be pretty crazy. Predicting long-term implications for Ethereum's role within institutional portfolios. I said this about 2 months ago, that when it comes to Ethereum, just watch Wall Street come in. Like, there's so much being built on it. And when you start to look at DeFi, and once they legitimize DeFi in the sentiment that we start to get ETFs for Solana, AVAX, all this kind of other stuff. And then there is a view that they can get into DeFi. So maybe that's things like Ondo Finance. Well, guess where Ondo Finance is built? On the Ethereum chain. Guess where you've got things like Jasmy built on the Ethereum chain. Guess where you've got, you know, things like, is it Hype built on the Ethereum chain? Like, you know, I did a TikTok this morning actually and put it out and saying, why are people so bearish on Ethereum? And people put the fees on Ethereum. Have you looked at the fees on Ethereum recently? Honestly, it is a joke. I mean, if you've been around in this market for a while, like you understand that Ethereum is pretty painful. Right now, an Ethereum layer 1 transaction for a swap is going to cost you 26 cents. Shut the hell up. Honestly, Ethereum is super crazy cheap right now. That's because we're not seeing mass transfers, which I think is super interesting. So the whole narrative, and this is why I think Ethereum is going to be a big mover, because people still live in 2021 and 2017, and they're going to miss out on that. My opinion anyway. Right. Know what you hold, everyone. Don't screw this up. Exactly. This is the hardest game to make. Not screwing the bull run up. Anyway, good news. Good news. Grandpa, hey man. Yes, I go live 6 days a week at this time. 6 days a week go live. I'm live right now on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube as well. So do you advise buying XRP now? It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. I would never advise anyone on financial advice because that is absolutely your decision to make. However, what I can tell you is Ripple's RLUSD is becoming the fastest growing stablecoin in the month of June. That's an insane statistic. Ripple's RLUSD surged 47% in June, reaching a circulating supply of 455 million. Now, I am also hearing crazy rumors that Ripple allegedly are trying to buy Uphold. I have to squash that rumor and say I don't think that's true, but that would be insane if they are trying to do that. But yeah, most of its supply now sits on the Ethereum blockchain. Oh, what a surprise! Which saw a fourfold increase in January. And RLUSD growth was fueled by favorable regulatory stablecoin developments in the US, and there is more to come. Don't forget, Genius Act signing this week could be good for the markets. Keep your eyes peeled. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Do I think the market could pull back a little bit again? Yes. Do I think we could come back and retest lower edge, not like 95, 100K? Yes. So, but at the same time, you could argue and say, well, XRP at 218 is relatively okay. You're never going to see it 50 cents ever again. You're never probably going to see it $1 ever again. Just my opinion, not financial advice as always. But yeah, I mean, equally, it's an announcement away from going absolutely insane, isn't it? Blackrock file an ETF this week. Get ready. Like, XRP is going to break. Now, interestingly here on my chart, I know you guys can't see it on TikTok, so I apologize, but it is perfectly within the range. I think we've probably got another week and then kaboomski. Get ready. Hold on to your hats. I think XRP could be set for a nice run. But yeah, crazy to think that RLUSD has gone from nothing to absolutely skyrocketing in the market. That's a pretty bullish statement if you ask me. The fees on Ethereum are still way too high. They are very affordable compared to past ETH fees. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you compare them to like Solana, Base, even BNB with their upgrade going live tomorrow means that they're going to be block time halves again. Like, yeah, BNB's going to be pretty crazy, I think. Buy XRP now. DJ and Brian, he feels like it. You missed your comment too, but do you remember Napster? Yes. Have you heard of the Napster coin? Have I heard of that? Maybe. What was the other one? LimeWire or something. I heard didn't they release a coin as well? Poe man says, we got this. Don't panic. Sell before we see our patience rewarded. Let's get it. Thank you so much for the 10, Poe man. I appreciate that, buddy. You legend. Stablecoin competing, creating a printed from nowhere ecosystem. True. I mean, Tether printed another $1 billion last week, I think it was. Pretty crazy. So, yeah, watch out. Watch out. But, yeah, USD growing. Ultimately, will support XRP for sure. But, yeah, we're going to wait and see what's happening with this. Very, very bullish. It's like a JoJo, this market. It's like a JoJo. What the hell does that mean? Leave. Get out. Right now, it's the end of that JoJo, the other one that's like, karma's a bitch. Should have known better. I've got kids, by the way. That's why I know the songs. Joy Solana. Yeah, I answered that about 10 minutes ago when you said it the first time. Yeah, Solana's going to be great, Joy, I think, personally. Anyway, moving on. Trump considering replacing Fed chair amid the rate dispute. Now, apparently he is interviewing, by the way, but I don't think it's going to play through. There's a very interesting thing going on right now, and I kind of like it. At the same time, it's always a bit challenging, isn't it? But you've got JD Vance saying, hey, Jerome, come on. How come you could cut rates twice before the election, but you can't cut them afterwards when the inflation data is better than it was pre-election? Not political on this channel. Never political on this channel, by the way, but it is interesting to think about that. But yeah, US President Donald Trump stated on June 29th, he's contemplating replacing Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to avoid increasing interest rates on the 10-year debt. This could offset the big bill that I think is allegedly going to put $3.3 trillion onto the balance sheet. I think it's got to be a bit more worked through personally, but yeah, you got to think about it. What does that look like? And how does that then play out over the markets? I don't think it'd be a good thing personally. I don't think it'd be a good thing getting rid of Jerome Powell. I think that would actually spike a little bit of uncertainty in the market. Me personally, I think you got to let it play its course. You got to wait and see what happens, because actually you've got a couple of people in the Fed now that are starting to be like, maybe we're kind of like thinking rate cuts might be a good idea. One of the key indicators, don't forget, the 10-year Treasury, you need to keep an eye on 4.285, which is pretty wild, actually. That's up from 4.12, which I think the first time we looked at it. So, yeah, it is up. The 10-year Treasuries are not a good indicator. We're still on the way up, by the way. So we want to see that come down. They are actually higher than a year ago on most of them. The 10-year is slightly below. Once you start getting to 15-year, the 20-year, and the 30-year Treasuries, those super long-term holds are up and over last year's point. So, you know, we want to kind of see that. Every indicator for me tells us that we could be going lower. We just need to get there. I don't know if July brings it, unfortunately. That's just the reality of life. Poor man's got a crown. Let's get it, poor man. That's what happens when you drop a 10-banger. Love it. Love it. Good. Right. Super Chat did it for you. Yeah, get it, poor man. Right. So maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We'll see. But I think personally, if he was to replace Jerome Powell, I don't think the markets would like it. Just my opinion. Right, on this BNB news, look at this. Tomorrow's a crucial day for BNB. Here's what to expect. The major update to the BNB network will be rolled out onto the mainnet. What is it? Well, the BNB chain announcing that the BNB smart chain block time is going to be reduced from 1.5 seconds to 75 seconds. 0.75 seconds with a hard fork upgrade called Maxwell. Will occur June 30th. The significant change aims to increase the network's transactional speed and improve response time. So it's a little bit like when they brought out sharding and what was the Ethereum one? I can't remember where it brought blobs in. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, the Maxwell upgrade is the implementation of 3 key proposals: the BEP 524, 563, and 564. Basically, it's going to make it quicker. Now, this could open up a little bit of an interesting statement when it comes to DeFi. Do we therefore see lots of coins starting to build on BNB? Did it become comparable with things like Solana? Maybe even the base chain? You could start to see a little bit of a resurgence back on BNB. That would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? That would be pretty interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think it does anything else other than makes the block time quicker, which in theory or should then make transactional fees cheaper. So yeah, that could be an interesting thing. And yeah, maybe definitely could be setting up BNB for a nice run. Hey, thanks for the Rainbow 37. Thanks for all the gifts, by the way, on TikTok. Thanks for the 10, by the way, poor man. Appreciate it. Guys are crushing it tonight. And we're nearly at 6,000 likes on TikTok as well. Pectra upgrade. That was it. Thanks, Holmes. So yeah, pretty interesting, if you ask me. Good. Right. And then this was obviously a big deal. And the question, therefore, is, do we see continuation of this week? Bitcoin spot ETFs registering a $2 billion inflow as institutional demand does surge. Well, I think the answer is simply put, yes. I think we're going to see even more buying. And like I said, I think there's going to be some debate about things like XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs. I think it's going to be good. Will July be good, XRP? Avatar, I think so. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't obviously say yes or no, but if you think about where XRP is, the SEC case is over. That obviously came late on Friday. So that's going to be an interesting one to look at. You've potentially got filings for ETFs. You've got treasuries. That the only other altcoin that's been purchased right now for treasuries. If you haven't seen my video talking about Blackrock, you could start to see an acquisition from Blackrock. I was trying to track some wallets the other day, but yeah, pretty interesting. So I think July could be a good month for the broader markets, but I think XRP could do very, very well as well. So Friday, June 27th, the 12th US Bitcoin ETF registered net inflows of 501.27 million, bringing the aggregated deposits of the last week to a staggering $2.22 billion. According to the data from the ETF tracking suite, Value, the clean streak of daily inflows from last week extends the ETF's positive performance to 14 consecutive days. For 14 days straight, we've been buying. Now, what's interesting is we are going into a solid week of buying, which I think is going to be pretty interesting as well. So, particularly when it comes to ETFs. Good news, if you ask me. Grayscale, Vanek, as well as Valkyries and Invesco's and Franklin Templeton's recorded moderate net inflows ranging from $1 million to $25 million. You haven't seen that for the longest time. And I think this is obviously going to play out pretty well. And like I said, this will hopefully then start to see this push down, and we'll see what that looks like when it comes to this. 2.82 billion, total AUM around $135 billion. We'll see what that does. But look at these numbers, 12,500 going into IBIT at the back end of last week. Could be pretty crazy if you ask me. Very optimistic in the markets. Also worth noting, is what does the pre-markets look like? Again, this is super early to look at them. But if you remember last weekend, and the CME gap was pretty pants, actually. It was kind of a small number. Well, get ready for this. This is about to start being pretty interesting indeed. I'm just going to give you guys some coins out there. 16 people can collect coins. There you go. Grab some coins. Not loads of coins, but grab some coins. There it is. Tap that. Tap that. What do you note here? Well, you note some crazy numbers. The stock market looks like it's going to go absolutely mental when markets open. A potential change on the Dow of 432 points, 31 on the S&P 500, 86 on the NASDAQ, 2.69 on the Russell, which is kind of crazy. You got the Nikkei looking like it's going to do 1.43, the most it's moved in about 3 weeks. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange seems flat, albeit it's been down. Look at this in Europe. These markets going to open first. The FTSE looking like it's going to change nearly 1%. You got the DAX going up 1.6. The stock market looks set to be mental when it opens. And this could be very good news for markets. You can see the markets kind of holding in right now. Not really doing anything too crazy. Just chilling. We might be about to see a pretty crazy open to the markets. Personally, we will have to see. We will have to see, but hopefully we get there in the world. 37, thanks for the Thunderhammer. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. Keep tapping that screen. Also, keep locking in those likes. We got nearly over 70 people here on YouTube as well. So do me a favor, everybody. Go and hit the like button. It costs you nothing. Helps out the channel. Pushes the algorithm. There's no surprise that you guys were helping out last week. You were getting things moving. You were getting things grooving. Everything was kind of smoothing. And I had some videos that went viral over the weekend, you know, knocking in over 10,000 views. So if you can, hit the like button. Massively helps out. Appreciate it. Right, LK says, good points. Pros and cons like anything, right? Brian, I don't think I did anything different than normal. I just think YouTube is drunk. Putman says, testing these crown things. Also, DJ Blame is the man. Putman takes the #1 crown. Let's go. Thanks for the 20. I appreciate it, Putman. You absolute hero. Hero. Ozzy just joined the live. What's going on, Ozzy? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. BTC had a weird graph on the daily. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We did get the retest on the lower range, and then we are holding 107 hold on the close. 3 hours, 26 minutes to go. Could be pretty good. Your bathroom, Reno? Yeah, got finished ages ago, LK. Ages ago. So, yeah, bullish on that. Don't forget, guys, join me on my Twitter space with Chico Token as well. We've got some giveaways, as well as letting you know what's going on with that. The launch is coming soon. Again, heading over to X. It's half an hour after this stream finishes. Come and join me. I've got the team with me as well. It's going to be great. If you're interested in getting into a super cool pre-sale, join that soon. Right. I am bullish. I'm optimistic, and I'm hyped up. Hey, Del Griffin here. I'm over in the Midwest selling curtain pull rings. Shut up, Ponke. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Brian, you definitely changed the crowns because I'm up to 157x XP after that. Nice. Nice. No response. I guess you didn't watch my video then. Al, there's a lot going on, Al. There's a lot going on. What was your last comment? Type your last comment in again. Holmes says, I feel replacing power would be viewed as a positive by the markets. Replacement would likely be more active in rate cuts. True. It could also be, you know what they say, you never know you never know what you might get. Although if they put Scott Bessent in there, they'd be fine, I think. Al, I don't see your previous message, so I apologize. No response. I guess you didn't watch my video then. When did you last say this? See, this is the thing, Al. The chat's moving pretty quickly. I didn't even see your last comment. I'm like 3 turns of my mouse wheel up. So I don't know where it is. We're basically at an all-time high BTC weekly chart. If we close over 109, it'll be the highest body of a candle close ever. Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. So, yeah. Trump is putting in a yes man for sure. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, good news. Good news if we get it. That's my view. Right. BTC just moving a little bit. Nothing crazy. How are the hyperliquid whales doing? They're kind of doing all right. Nothing too crazy going on over here. Futures markets we talked about, they look insane for tomorrow. We're going to have to keep very close to that. Top traders going crazy on that. Spot ETFs look insane. Good. Right. I think we're pretty much there for the news and the charts. Over to you guys. Any questions you guys have, any thoughts or opinions, whether it's a token you want to take a look at or something else, I am all for it. I tell you what we do need to get. Our DEX charts are bleak. We don't have a lot of tokens over here. Arbitrum is it really? Arbitrum's on the move today. No way, bro. No way. That thing, I mean, we were in Arbitrum for a while. I honestly thought that was going to be great, but Arbitrum's on an absolute tear. Is it really? Wow, I did not expect that. What number is it? Arve's doing pretty well. Arbitrum, oh my god, yeah, I mean, it's up 13%. What the hell's going on with Arbitrum? Look at that, though. $34, cents. Man, I remember this at like 91 cents. It's insane. 34 cents in Arbitrum. Man, altcoins are just a disaster. But I'm optimistic. Altcoins are going to make us a load of gains. That's my opinion. Clearpool, yeah. Clearpool, is that doing well today? Is Claypool doing all right? Oh, I even put it on here? I don't think I have. ETH will explode when it does. Everyone will say that they are surprised. Happens every cycle. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What's going on, Lauren? Good to see you. Charles looking very bullish. I'm dribbling in my pants. You weirdo, Al. Get the hell out of here. I'm kidding. Yeah, I think it glitches before. Yeah, Trump is putting in a yes, man. XDB chain. What is that? XDB. XDB digital bits. Although that can't be any of these. These look like crazy. Mr. Ambassador's in the house. Have you changed your name, Alvin? What the hell? XDB is like an XLM fork. Interesting. Interesting. Ponky says ETH layer 2 charts look good. Shows Ethereum price suppressed. Yeah, I mean, Aerodrome Finance having a great day today. And again, I said this before, but the staking rewards on Aerodrome are like as good as they've been for a long time. We haven't seen them that good for a while. So yeah, I'm feeling it for sure. Feeling it. You got Solana, you got Aerodrome, you got Blackrock buying loads of crypto. JJ, what's going on? Says, hey mate, any thoughts on VRA? Is that Veracity? Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that before. Look at this 40% APR. I cleared these out the other night. Look at that. $10 in like 24 hours. What the hell, bro? $10. 24 hours is better than working at McDonald's. Imagine that. Imagine that. Better than working at McDonald's. Who would have thought that? Why do you think $10 XRP is? Why do I think it? Because I think you're going to get an XRP treasury, and I think you're going to get an XRP ETF, and I think you're going to get the biggest asset manager in the globe in BlackRock at $11 trillion buying it. I also think that given now there's no regulatory oversight, that XRP can be adopted by mass global payment systems and infrastructure that is to the finance sector. So I think XRP is going to do very, very well. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. Therefore, would I stake my house on the fact it's going to go to $10? No. But would I say that it could easily 5x from here? Yes, absolutely. And I think that XRP will do very, very well. And I would give it 2 weeks. That's just my opinion. Give it 2 weeks. I think you'll hear something crazy about XRP. Just look at what they've done recently. Metaco, Hidden Road, that is, even things like Ondo Finance that's tokenizing US treasuries. Think about how crazy that is. Tokenizing US treasuries, and guess where they are? Ethereum and the XRPL. So that's why I'm bullish on it. Should I buy into alts or wait? I mean, Stan, alts right now are at least 50% down from all-time highs. So I don't think you're in a bad place if you would think about positioning yourself in some altcoins. Again, I would research them. I'd understand what you're buying, but I mean, you could argue, can alts go any lower? I mean, probably, but you would hope that altcoins are going to make a move for sure. It's not Alvin, it's Mr. Ambassador. Okay. You got any Ferrero Rochers on you? When wife changing wealth, yeah. When Lambo Bonk. Yeah, but we haven't looked at Bonk for a while, have we? Do I even still have it on here? Yeah, Bonk, down 2%. Yeah, not doing anything too crazy on Bonk right now. Do it by Treble and BTC. S to get rich. I actually have Treble. I've got, what have I got? Nearly 3,000, I think. So yeah, I still have it. It's staked, currently earning me some USDC, which is nice. Yeah, Curtis says, was it fake news that buying up all? Yeah, it's a rumor mill. I just saw it in a couple of places. So yeah, I mean, that would be crazy. I kind of don't believe that they would, and I don't think there's a reason for them to do it. But I mean, hell, you never know. You never know. Ripple has got some brass behind them, so it could always happen. Could always happen, in my opinion. XRP to 100 billion, 100 billion trillion, maybe. That'd be pretty wild. That'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it? Dear. I heard that it's a waste of money. What? Maybe. Maybe. Again, that could come out. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Keep tapping that like button, everybody. Keep smashing that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Remember, we're here every day bringing you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. If you are watching my content, you are missing out. Just my opinion. Never financial advice on this channel, but we have been dropping some absolute alpha. How to spot a blind man on a nudist beach. It's not hard. Hey. That's terrible. That is terrible. Too bad I called it an RLUSD play. Told you it would be good. Yeah. You did, Al. You did, Al. I'm glad I listened to you, actually. And although I don't actually own any RLUSD. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Right, let's just keep an eye on what's going on. Like I said, the markets are super slow this weekend. $47 billion. 47 million was the... Sorry, 47 billion was... Yeah, so we're even lower than last week. Man, we're way behind. We're like $14 billion lower on volume than we were this time last week. So, yeah. Very quiet out there in the markets. Very quiet, actually. So... Also, nothing going on. No breaking news. I thought we normally get some kind of breaking news coming in, and turns out we're not. So yeah, not a great thing. By the way, if this is, here's the link to the X Space if you're interested. LK just reposted it. So shout out to LK. Thank you for that. Come and join us. It's going to be epic. It's going to be good news, actually. I'm looking forward to it. 2 pounds the market opening looking crazy. Yeah, really good, actually. Really, really good. USDCE looking well polished, but long on now. Yeah, futures, pre-markets look crazy, Al. Like, as good as I've seen them for the longest time. So yeah, we might see some pretty crazy stuff going on in the pre-markets, which would be epic. Hopefully we see that. Fingers crossed. I'll be down for it. Why are you doing next tonight? It's to do with the Chico token. That's why. So yeah, so we're doing a bit of a kind of AMA X space for them. So yeah, come and join us. No breaking news, no nothing. It's dead quiet. It's Sunday. I mean, the only thing we've got is like Tron, a bit of Tron news. Justin Sun says, Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans le commentaire Tron, which I've no idea what it means, but probably something like I'm super bullish on Tron, maybe. But yeah, nothing else going on right now. Not everything's pretty quiet. Fear and Greed Index at 68 apparently, which is pretty bullish. And yeah, that's about it. Michael Saylor is going to buy some more Bitcoin tomorrow, so that's good news. So yeah. But yeah, we've got some giveaways and stuff as well, so come and join us. It's going to be cool. I'm excited about it. I am excited about it. And we just hit 10,000 likes here on TikTok as well, so shout out to everybody. You guys are crushing it right now. Crushing it. Bullish on RLUSD. Could end up being one of the biggest stablecoins out there. Don't forget Mika regulations coming in for Europe, so you'll be able to, use it and trade it. Yeah, gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting for sure. 2-bit ton accent français est pas mal sexy. I can only speak a very small amount of French. Not a lot. Not a lot. Holmes, the answer is no. We have very sparse communication with the dev. The only thing I would say is I think I have found the contract that they're trying to keep hidden on BNB, but I wouldn't want to announce it yet because I just want to be completely sure, but has the same supply, has the same MO, has the same bundle that I saw in Solana. Like, I think I've found the BNB chain, but as it stands at the minute, no, a pretty painful. Yeah, I'm not having a great month, in fairness. 35k in Marbitz, which is a challenge, 10k on that, which is a challenge. Like, it's a bad couple of months when you're down 45k. That's a bad couple of months. I might as well have put it in friggin' ass crack Inu, and it'd probably done better than what I've got at the minute. But hey, that's why it's important to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, isn't it? You know what I mean? I got to feed my kids somehow. I'm laughing, but secretly inside, I'm really crying. Oh yeah, I'm the miner as well. Yeah, that was another $6,000. That was a waste of time. So yeah, deep inside, $52,000 down the shitter is a hard. It's a hard life. It's a hard life to hold on to. Thanks for bringing it up, though. Thanks for, I don't know if you want a bit of vinegar to pour in the wounds. It's up to you. Jesus Christ, I hate this game. Right, anyway, such is life. Go for me for 2 minutes, kids. Can you imagine? Ask Krakinu now, that's breaking news. Exactly. I would, yeah, I'll pass over my GoFundMe though for the 420 Lauren Babb fund at the minute. It's fine. I'll get through it. Like I've told you guys, my portfolio is nearly at $5,000 now, so I'm bullish. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting back. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we'll see. 2-bit, what is next up? Give me a clue, Tim. What do you mean, what's next up? It may be hard now, but in a few years, Marbitz ETFs are coming. Yeah, I hope so. So you reckon Sui is on the verge of a breakout? What's your process target for this bull run for Sui, Johnny? Well, let's do a little bit of TA on Sui, shall we? Let's see if we can work out where the optimistic range could be for Sui. Now, obviously, it's a fairly early chart analysis, but you could argue and say, well, on the weekly pattern, what have you got for a potential breakout? Well, you've got an interesting pattern playing out. It's probably going to have to play a little bit further out, but again, if you were to move Sui down as it kind of falters through on the center line, you're going to be in this kind of place here, which would, in theory, take us. I mean, not need to put that there. What's that range that we've got? Range there is what, 240%. So then you wick up 240. I could see Sui wicking $8. Personally, if we Fibonacci extension this at 1618, that's always a good one, or the 2618, which should be the top of the bull run. Where do we get to? So if you were going to go super crazy, the 1618 is $10, 2618 $15. You could say bullish case could end up being $12. If you said just standard movement, you'd argue anything between $7 and $10 will probably be pretty optimistic for a conservative price point for Sui. But again, you'd have to see how it plays out. It's relatively new. They've got some good some good fundamentals coming in with it. So yeah, that's where I would go. A lot are saying $20. I mean, $20 is, it's a big old move though. $20, isn't it? It's what, it's only 90% up from where we are right now. So, it's possible. Like I said, bullish case, I'd go anything between 12 and 15. Extreme bullish case, you could argue $20 could be a possibility for sure. But yeah, I would definitely say that Sui, look what it's doing though in the charts right now. It needs to just break out a little bit. It needs to kind of push a little bit further. I'd like to see it hold the 382 at $3.17. That could be the next price target if we get a little bit more optimistic moves this week. It did hold out reasonably well on that lower range. So we want to see it kind of push a little bit higher, in my opinion. Wasn't quite right on that one there. There we go. Oh, we need to kind of see it. I want to see it push. 310 would be my next price point. Fingers crossed. That was where I'd get to with Sui. And I think we could see a strong move off that. Depends if the market comes with us, though. We want to see a little bit more movement on the market. That'd be on the weekly. So maybe a week or two out on Sui for making a solid move. Just my opinion. You reckon we're going to see, you reckon we're going to get a nice run with alts over the next few weeks? I think we could see some upside movement in altcoins. I think there's a couple of things need to happen. You need to see a little bit of institutional movement. You need to see Ethereum move. That's what we need to see. So whether that be an Ethereum stake in ETF, I think could be a catalyst for it. And I think if we get a big move on Ethereum, then yeah, I think we could see some solid movements in altcoins for sure. For sure. XRP 589, the next stop. Who is Johnny? Johnny Howie's here on TikTok. Try something. Yeah. Lots of people getting into Ethereum. Again, if Ethereum staking comes in, I mean, game over. It's going to be epic. So I'm down for it. Yeah, is there a TG after this? Probably not, because I've got the Chico AMA, but I need to I will set the TG group up that I want to set up. Yeah, I do want to set that group up. Yeah, I'll do that actually after that. We will, but there's so much going on for us both right now. It's one thing after another. It's life, innit, unfortunately. BTC can 3x most. Good alts should 10x. I agree. BTC a 3x, 300k. I mean, some people have gone crazy. I mean, Tom Lee thinks we're going to $3 million by 2030, which is going to be crazy. But yeah, which is crazy. So we'll see. Michael maybe says, why not 69 cents on Sui? Nope, you've lost me. You've lost me already. If that's your first statement when you come in the chat, you've already confused me to hell. A good alt should 8 to 10x. Yeah, hopefully. 2-bit. You like memes. Valhalla Floki's game is finally out on the testnet tomorrow. Yeah, Floki's been doing well, actually. Kira, what's going on? Welcome. When ETH up? Hopefully soon. I don't know if that helps, but yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Again, watch out. Institutional investment is going to come into Ethereum. The challenge you've got in a minute is I think lots of people don't know it. You look at Ondo Finance. Ondo Finance isn't really for a retail investor. That's looking more institutions, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and what's your thoughts on Aethia? I'm actually an investor in Aethia. I am disappointed with it. However, still feel like it's got a solid run to come in. So I don't want to lie to you. I actually DCA'd into some into more Aethia the other day. So yeah, I still like it. Still think it's good. I think gaming has a big narrative. I think we'll see AI and RWA come back as well. So yeah, Aethia, I've tried to DCA a little bit into Aethia. Not going crazy, but DCA'd a little bit. Even though Stellar Bull run price 2-bit, what are you thinking year end of Q1? Stellar Lumens. I mean, it's pretty bullish, isn't it? You'd argue it's probably going to break $1 relatively comfortably, I think. Going to do a 4x? Yeah, I think so. Stellar Lumens, especially if XRP moves, that will move anyway, just out of the fact that people see that both things move at the same time. So yeah. Bad news and good news and pumpage. I think we've done our bad news. That's just my opinion. How about Sonic? I'm not invested in Sonic, so I don't know too much about Sonic. But we can have a look at it tomorrow, definitely. ICP is guaranteed to be top 5 coins by the end of this cycle. Sand will be 6th. Yeah, loads of people ask about ICP. I'm not sure about it personally. I did have a big run. Lots of people talked about it, but yeah, I think it's definitely cooled off a little bit. Say is starting to move a little bit. Yeah, I would say be mindful of Say though. Be mindful. It had the big run. It had that pullback. I think you could see that again. You know, I think lots of people FOMO bought this for sure. So yeah, I don't know too much about the ecosystem. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, Say looks pretty interesting right now. Pretty interesting. So again, one to be mindful of. It has, however, had a big spike when not a lot else moved. It's up again today. I think it's good stuff being built out on there. But yeah, excuse me, just keep your eyes peeled on it for sure. Ondo XRP Chainlink, long-term investments, but safe bets. Yeah, I agree. Ondo definitely. XRP, I think's got a solid move. Chainlink, yeah. I mean, someone posted about Chainlink. They did the first like Visa or MasterCard Chainlink purchase or something, and it ended up being $100 worth of fees, which isn't great. So, but yeah, still, I think we're good. I was going to drop a link in the chat for you. That's why I asked. All right, okay, yeah. Yeah, you can grab a link for the X Space, Tim. That'd be good. I've got 1,000 ICP. Nice. Ondo should 10x easily from here. Yeah, I think Ondo could go crazy, especially if they start to really tokenize US Treasuries for the retail investor. That would be crazy. Or they tokenize it on the XRPL for institutions. That would be even more insane, actually. Even more insane. So yeah, we could see some pretty interesting. Moves for sure. I think anyway. Good. Right. Let's close that. We don't need that open. Do we have any DeFi players? We don't have a lot, do we, over here? Nothing really cooking. It's all a bit quiet, to be honest. Nothing, albeit a couple of things have come across my doorstep. Yeah, which could be interesting. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah. Keep an eye peeled. Any Pengu? I heard loads of people talk about that the other day. Quant and HBAR will also melt faces. Yeah, Quant. What's Quant at right now? Quant was pretty quiet last week. Quant is at 109, so still holding up pretty well in fairness. Yeah, Clearpool's up 3%. Nice little move on Clearpool, actually. That's good news, isn't it? Atheist at 1.17 today. Nice. Pepe. Memes still a little bit behind. We could do with memes moving a little bit. We could do with things moving a little bit, in my opinion. Our project that got renamed, which is always a big red flag for me. Syrup. Yeah, I don't know enough about syrup, in fairness. XRP, XRP, X11 H bar. Yeah, not bad shouts. Not bad shouts. Crypto Mike, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. It's a great idea, that hitting that follow button. We're at nearly 13,000 likes here on TikTok, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for the basketball, Mr. 37. I appreciate you. Al, no, I still hold it. But I'm not really doing anything with it. The thing with Casper is we got in like super cheap, so I'm well up on that. So I'm just like, well, we'll see. I mean, what's it done? It's kind of holding up all right. 1.4%. I mean, still at the 0.7 range, so I haven't sold it. I'm not mining it though. That is yeah, not mining. No, I'm not mining it. No, I'm definitely not paying to mine Casper. That's a crazy thing. So yeah, crazy thing. Celebro and DC are down another position. Yeah, I mean, I could do. But yeah, it's getting hotter as it gets later. Yeah, it's wild. What is it now? Like 21 degrees here. Warren Bennett, what's going on, Warren? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We got in Casper less than a cent. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we were in Casper way cheap. Way cheap. So yeah, like I said, I'm cool with it at the minute. Long XRP, AH, interesting. Yeah, I think we could. I think we could see some crazy news on XRP this week. I think we could see some pretty bullish news. 31 degrees down here today, bro. Yeah, that's wild. I think we topped out about 25, 26. Although, let me tell you, I was a genius today. And if this is a little bit off topic, by the way, if you are someone who has a paddling pool and you don't have an adapter to fit to your tap, get a big bucket or a large jug, and then you run a hose pipe in, take the air out of the hose pipe, you can run your hot tap into the jug, fill the paddling pool up with hot water. There we go. I literally turned our paddling pool for the kids into a jacuzzi today, running the hot water. My missus was like, it's pretty clever. Let me tell you, I got it all. Right. That is that. There's not anything else going on here, so we can flip to this screen, look, so you guys can see yourself chatting, and I can chat here, and then we're going to be up and out of here very soon. And then we will do a for some select individuals, we'll do a TG VC tomorrow night after the show. We'll do a VC tomorrow night for some of the community, not everyone, some of the community. I don't know when Cass was going to, but thought it was too late. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I think you've got bigger opportunities with other coins right now, personally, but yeah, I don't think I would be buying Cass. If I was underwater, I'd probably be tempted to buy it, but yeah, I'm not. So, Ripple won't end the call. Torres will. It's done. It's finished. Ripple have ended it. Yeah, it's like over. There's no Ripple have just decided to like pay the fee and move on. So yeah, there is no more Torres, SEC, XRP. No more. Michael, maybe what's going on, pal? Says TikTok is 2-bit crypto. No, it's 2-bit crypto UK. Watch out. I can't verify it yet because I don't have enough followers. So I'm close to 1,000, but yeah, that is me. 2-bit crypto UK. Don't follow the wrong ones because there is so many choppers over there. You're going to 100x leverage XRP long. You wild AH. Crazy man. Do your own research and do what you do. Yeah, pretty interesting if you ask me. Bullish. Right, don't forget to come and join me live on Twitter with the Chico team. That's going to be pretty exciting. We'll talk about that. On your screen it says 2-bit crypto. Or does it? I think my official handle is 2-bit crypto UK though, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, on my screen it says 2-bit crypto, but yeah, 2-bit crypto UK. I've got 968 followers, so if you want to come over and drop me a follow, that'd be great. That'd be great. VRA news, bro. I haven't seen any news for VRA. VRA. There's an R in there. What? 2-bit crypto UK. I don't know. You're confusing me. Yeah, I haven't seen any VRA news, to be honest. Probably people still holding, by the way, Curtis. That's what I would say. People still holding their bags and not trying to like buy back in like complete choppers. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to just talk about what we want to do next with it. I got a couple of ideas, a couple of thoughts that I probably just want to run. Want to run by you. So why isn't XRP mooning? We'd argue that altcoins aren't mooning. So why would it moon? That's the question. There's nothing different. Nothing's changed really. The debate right now with XRP is, does this open up the door for an XRP ETF, an XRP treasury? Oh yeah, there's an R in it. Oh, why is there an R in there? There shouldn't be an R in that. Oh, come on. 2-bit. What the flipping heck? Hold on a minute. That is absolutely not right. Have I already got it on the background? Okay, yeah, no, it should have an R in it. Good spot, Michael Mabry. Good spot. 2-bit raw crypto UT. Yeah. I need to change that, actually, because that's not true, because I got banned. I will sort that out. Anyway, you legend. You legend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right, everybody. I am getting up and getting out of here. It is bang on 10 o'clock. 14,000 likes on TikTok. We got nearly 50 likes here on YouTube. So as always, thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night. Don't forget 4 p.m. Eastern. But if you can't wait until then, come and join me in 30 minutes on X with the Chico team, talking about all what they're building. It's going to be pretty exciting. Giveaways and all the rest of it. So come and hit us up. Until tomorrow, though, we will catch you on the flip side. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.